Hello everyone. I'm in a certain way today. I've been in the weirdest space for the past few days, and weird is the wrong word. I've been in a space of a lot of careful and quiet contemplation, spending a lot of time by myself. I even went and got a hotel room the other night just to give myself some space. I went to the bookstore and wrote yesterday and picked up 2 new books. And I went to the movies by myself. And it is a very intentional way for me to create space around my thoughts, but to also allow for processing. Because when we have a lot of stuff going on, if you imagine it like traffic, when there's so many cars on the road, you can't move freely to your destination. And when new cars start coming onto the road from the off-ramps, there's nowhere for them to really go. So when we clear the space, when we clear the road, any additional information, any additional stress, the cars coming onto the road are allowed to move freely. So I created space to be able to process. And I went to church yesterday and I wrote a meditation for you. And then last night during my group coaching call with my Bliss Circle, the theme of self-forgiveness came up. A lot of times when we're angry with another person or when we're angry with a situation, what's really needed in that moment is self-forgiveness, especially when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to situations where you might have played a part, that you're angry at the other person involved, but you're also angry at yourself for picking that person or yourself for entering that situation. And that isn't productive. Having guilt or shame about something by itself doesn't do anything. It doesn't change the present at all. But what you can do is extend forgiveness for who you were in that moment, who you were when you made that decision, when you picked that person. And then it takes that guilt that you're feeling and it transforms it into understanding. So it's not necessarily bad to feel guilty about a bad thing that you've done, but it has to be transformed. It has to be moved into action. Today's meditation is about self-forgiveness and the awareness that even bad things can be teachers, can be opportunities, and can also be beautiful. So I offered a few quotes in the video description, and I'll give you one from Winnie the Pooh. Oh gosh, I'm going to butcher it now because I don't have it in front of me, but it's about even weeds being beautiful too when we look at them a different way. So if we look at bad things that have happened or bad people that have entered our lives as weeds, maybe we can change our perspective a bit to accept them as something that's an opportunity for learning, an opportunity to see beauty in the situation, and also an opportunity to forgive. Got to take that deep breath before starting meditation. That's the way that I enter my space as your guide. And I would like you now to take a big inhale and letting go, exhale. And step over that energetic threshold into your meditation space. That space, this time that will hold you in safety and comfort and peace and quiet. If it feels good and safe, go ahead and close your eyes. If you'd like to keep your eyes open, just keep them focused on a point across the room, an object, maybe a spot on the floor in front of you, just past your nose or the screen. I'm going to keep my eyes closed And the reason I offer it to you as well is to remove any visual distractions. The fewer distractions, the easier it is to go deep into a place of meditation, into a place of peace and calm and focus. But do whatever feels good for you. Sit up nice and tall, maybe inhaling your shoulders up to your ears, and then exhaling and rolling your shoulder blades down along your spine. Do that once more. Exhale. Find yourself sitting up nice and tall with the crown of your head reaching toward the sky and creating a clear channel from the crown all the way down to your seat. Your chest is open, your shoulders broad. Your breath is easy and natural. Bring your attention to your easy inhales and exhales, effortless at this moment. Observe as your inhale enters in through your nose, passes down your throat, fills your chest, your belly. And then watch as your exhale leaves your body through your nose or your mouth. Continue this easy and natural pattern as I guide you through this meditation today. This meditation for forgiveness and self-forgiveness. I talked about weeds in the beginning of this broadcast. If we picture our lives and the things that we create and cultivate as a garden, we also have this understanding that the garden needs to be tended to, managed, watered. We have to plant the seeds of the things that we want to grow, but that's only part of what happens in a garden, because when we're gardening, we're always in communion with nature. We are dependent upon nature to bring the sun, the fresh air, the rain. So just like the garden in our lives, we have to surrender also to what is and what is out of our control. The weeds are inevitable. The unpredictable stressors, the people that enter our lives with their sometimes unpredictable behaviors. We have to find ways to manage those things, to allow the good things in our garden to grow. Sometimes that requires removing them. And then there are times when the weeds come up and we can choose to allow them to be in service to our garden. We can see the beauty of them instead of toiling too hard to remove them all. Imagine wildflower seeds that get carried in by the wind or the critters. Imagine dandelions and buttercups in their beautiful yellow. Imagine all the things that have happened in your life that you worried so much over, that you hold on to so much anger over, that can be looked at again as wildflowers, as opportunities to learn and to observe and to look at more closely to see the beauty in them. And instead of holding on to regret or anger or shame, you could thank them for showing up and extend forgiveness to all who were involved, because that lesson was so needed. Picture yourself sitting in your garden, in a beautiful garden of your imagination, cradled by the soft and fluffy moss below you, flowers. Picture a garden that is both wild and purposeful, one that is created along with nature. Feel held softly. Feel comfortable in your seat. Feel yourself sitting up tall and extending towards the sun, being bathed in radiant light, feeling warm and joyful. Feel the gentle, cool breeze. Feel yourself, even in stillness, being swayed just a little. Easy, comfortable, at peace, supported, warm. Know that in this space, in this garden that is both wild and free, but intentional, purposeful and beautiful, that everything is perfect as it is. Such as is your life. All the things that you have planted, the hard work that you've done has been in service to bringing you to this point, to this place of peace and calm and beauty, and knowing that you are on the right path. But also, all of the influence of the wildness, of the unpredictability, of the weeds has also been in service to you. Because you see it as part of this garden that is both wild and free, and intentional and purposeful and beautiful. It all matters. It all needed to be. Know that every weed or so-called weed was an opportunity for you to take notice and to correct, or to observe and reflect, to see that it wasn't needed, or to observe its beauty. And whatever you did, whatever reaction you had to that weed, that situation, that circumstance, that person, got you here. Extend compassion to yourself in that moment. Forgiveness for whatever you perceive as a wrong choice. Forgiveness to yourself now for holding blame or anger toward yourself in that situation. Everything that's happened has brought you to this garden, both wild and free and intentional and purposeful and beautiful. Sitting comfortably here, knowing that you have choices to create a garden that looks however you want it to. And when the wind or the critters travel in with seeds that were not intended, you have the choice to observe and to collect, to weed, or to sit back and just observe the beauty, to take in the lesson. There's no room for regret, no room for anger or shame. Just observation, just curiosity. Revisit your inhales and exhales now as they are, natural and easy and effortless. Notice how comfortable and at peace, calm you feel. Notice how safe and secure you feel in your seat. How warm, how beautiful, how radiant you feel as you are basking in the light. Inhale with me. Exhale, feel all that warmth and support. Inhale, filling your whole body. Exhale, release. One last time to prepare to return to the day. Inhale. Exhale, let go. Feel life and energy moving towards your fingertips and your toes. Wiggle them just a bit. Feel yourself swaying back and forth, still sitting up tall. Maybe move your face upward so it's facing the sky. Feeling that light, feeling that warmth. Then go ahead and flutter your eyes open slowly and return to the day. So as I open my eyes, I see outside my window the snow. I really went there in the garden. I really felt the warmth. I really saw that lush garden underneath me, both wild and purposeful. So rolling moss and wildflowers, but then also my favorite flowers that I would have planted. Just abundant and soft and fluffy like a pillow underneath me. And I had an understanding, and I feel an understanding, a knowing that however my garden looked throughout the years, whatever my life looked like throughout the years, whatever choices I've made, I'm here now. I'm here now. And that is beautiful and wonderful and miraculous. So whatever got me here, I'm okay with now. I extend forgiveness for past harms. I extend forgiveness to myself for choices that I made and say, what's done is done, and I'm moving on. What's done is done, and I am here now, and thank God for that, and I'm moving on. Thank you so much for joining me for another meditation. Please leave any requests or comments or insights about this experience in the comments below. I love reading them. I love answering them. And I will see you on Wednesday for our little Wednesday talk at 11:11. Thank you.